Starting to close the year out this year, we've got 3 different teams playing. Men's and women's tennis kick off the Lone Star Conference Championships this week. They'll be in Waco at the Waco Regional Tennis Center. Thursday, men take to the courts at noon. Women play at 2 o'clock. Both teams are playing Midwestern State in their first round matches on Thursday. So both teams win, they'll play on Friday, and that continues through Saturday. Baseball kicks off their last conference series of the week, or of the season. They play at Tarleton at 3 o'clock on Friday. They have a doubleheader Saturday, and they close out the regular season at 2 o'clock on Sunday. They clinched a spot in the Lone Star Conference Championships this past week with a 3 out of 4 weekend against Canada. So we'll get started today with a couple of representatives from tennis. We'll start with head men's and women's tennis coach Guillaume Gauthier.
You guys are.
Okay, Coach, so now that you're about to enter postseason, where have you seen the most improvement in your kids so far this season?
Single most improvement has been it's been on match play and the implementation of basics through match play. We're not trying to do anything too out of the box. We're taking care of the volume. We're taking care of building the points. The kids are understanding that, and it showed. We had a couple of players that clinched some important matches for us, just taking care of the basics. Making some lower percentage shots, but for the most part, just doing very well at taking care of their own style of play.
What are the keys to success moving forward for the program?
On my end, I believe recruiting is important. We do that year round. We try to recruit some players that excel in the classroom and also on the tennis courts. Kids that are really responsible and get above 1190 SAT. We know they're going to have their head on right, and I'm not going to have to go ahead and chase them down to places where they shouldn't be. They know they'll take care of their studies. So that's what's ahead for me. The kids know what's ahead for them this summer. We strongly encouraging them to play some tournaments, working on their game. So we're giving them some parameters as well.
What's the overall mood going into Waco?
The overall move is we've painted a good picture about 3 weeks ago. We had a gap that was a little too big for my liking, and so we ended up focusing the first part of the 3 weeks mostly on volume, on working on higher drills with a lot of repetition, and then slowly we transition into introducing point play again and how we can stabilize the point play. It's proven well. Slowly, leading into the second week, we started getting playing some drills and playing some sets that triggered our competitive instinct. And now this week is all point based. So that's what we've been doing moving into Waco on Thursday.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
And congratulations to the baseball players. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Next up, we have from men's tennis, Marco Silva.
Okay, Coach, kind of the same question. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling going into the postseason?
I would say, like Coach had mentioned earlier, I would say the team, both teams, the men's and the women's team, they feel pretty confident going to the conference tournament right now. As Coach had mentioned, on the beginning of the season, we had like a lot of matches. We were playing a lot of matches. We were really busy. We were on the road all the time, basically. And this month of April, we kind of had a quick break, a 3-week break from matches. So that kind of gave us some time to work on what we needed to work on and like we did that on the beginning of the month. From the beginning of the month, we did a little more volume, a little more drill, worked on our weak spots basically, and then now that we're getting closer to the competition, we're getting into more like match play situations. So I feel like that got us ready for the conference.
So in tennis, for there's all these individuals and some doubles, but it's a bunch of people playing different matches. How does a team kind of come together going into such a big conference tournament?
Well, we all rely on each other, I would say. As a team, we know that like it's really hard for one day for all let's say on, like you said, on the doubles case, it's really hard for like all three doubles seem to perform like to the maximum. It's really hard for that to happen. But we like this season has happened. Like sometimes one team goes down, like is not playing as well on that day, but the other teams pick it up. So we've always been relying on each other to that. So like sometimes some players don't perform as good as they should, but we always have the other ones who are picking it up and bringing the team together and bringing them win.
What do you think is your guys' biggest strength right now?
The biggest strength, I would say, we improved like this season, 2019 season. We improved a lot on our doubles. So like most of the times that we've played against really good teams and we've won at the doubles point, and we've been doing really good at that. Like mostly, I would say it's really hard for like a team to beat us on doubles. And in our singles play, like I was saying, some days like we have like a better depth than we had last year, for example. Now on our singles lineup, I would say most of all the guys that are playing, all the guys and all the girls that are playing on the lineup, they can perform, they can all win, get a point for us, So like some days one of them is not playing as good. Everybody has bad days. Some days one of them is not playing as good, but the others want to pick it up. So I would say like as a team, we're very solid.
Awesome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Skylar Palermo from baseball, whose walk-off hit yesterday sealed the Falcons' series win over Tampa.
Oh, James tonight.
Okay. Oh. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready now.
All right, Skylar. So you ready, Sid?
Yeah, sorry.
So big hit, obviously, yesterday. You not only do you win the game, you win the series, and now you guys punch your ticket to the tournament. Once you reach first and you realize you guys won, what was kind of the emotion that was going through your head?
Oh man, I don't even know. It still really hasn't resonated with me. How special it was to have all our families there, and such a good crowd and such a good group of guys. It was surreal just seeing everybody chasing me down and knowing we're going to the tournament. It was really cool.
And kind of, chasing you around is sort of what I feel like all the opposing teams are doing at this point in the year. You have had one heck of a final season offensively. What has it kind of been like to this point? How are you going to keep it going into the tournament?
I don't know, man. We're just trying to have fun, stay in it, and we know we have a really good group of guys who really care about this team a lot, and it's just special. We're just trying to not think too much, not do too much, and really just do what we know how to do and try to win ball games.
After struggling in the last week, how'd it feel to get that last series win at home?
I mean, it's really special. It's after being here for 2 years and having a lot of ups and downs to really be able to clinch early and just it's really special to me. It's for everybody. For the coaches, for the teammates, for the families, everyone who's been with us for this long. It's really special that we all get to be a part of it.
Up to this point in the season, how would you describe this team?
We're fighters. We're grinders. We might not have the best facilities. We might not have the the best everything, whatever you want to call it. We have the best group of guys. We have the best teammates. And our coaches really know how to take care of business. And it's all about the team. That's been our biggest thing, is being there for each other.
So it's pretty hot out there. Any jealousy that you weren't the one to get the Gatorade shower?
No, they deserve it. Coach Frankie and Coach Hunt, they deserve it. You know, they've been a huge part for us this year, and we wouldn't be here without them. So that's all them.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
Good. Thanks,
Skylar.
Skylar.
Next up is pitcher Matt Williams, who had a win and a save on the weekend.
Well, I'm just you guys. I'm more than fine.
Are there any other players you guys gonna want to talk to? Or? Okay.
You good?
So a win and a save, same weekend, winning series. What does that feel that knowing two of the statistical winning marks go on to your end, 3 for 4?
I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to do that, but I just played a small part in what our whole team did, so it was cool that I can go out there and get a job done, but it's really everyone that made it happen.
As a senior, what was it like knowing that you clinched playoffs with yesterday's win?
Oh, it was big time because last year we had a lot of factors that had to go into us clinching or us getting in the tournament. This year, knowing that we're getting there no matter what now, no matter what's happened in this upcoming week is pretty awesome.
So as obviously one of the leaders, assuming that you're going to get a start next weekend, what is your kind of thought process before the tournament? Kind of like, what do we do now before everything starts going?
Best we can do is just prepare and get our minds right because going there with the wrong mindset and just not knowing what's going to happen is pretty tough sometimes. So if we can prepare early and practice and just get our minds right, that'd be good.
So assuming you were in the dugout when Skylar got there to win it, what was the reaction going on with you and the boys?
It's pretty cool. Ivan Thomas, he pitched a great game. He's right next to me. He said, right when Skylar got the hit, he looked right at me and was like, hey, way to steal that dub from me, but I'll take it. It was really, really, really awesome for everyone.
What do you think is the biggest strength on your team right now?
I can't really point out one thing. It's really just all of us together. We have so much fun. This is the best thing I've ever been on. We all truly care about each other, and that makes it 10 times better. We just have so much more fun with each other.
Awesome.
Okay, thank
Thanks,
you.
man.
No problem.
And lastly, we got baseball head coach Brian Ranke.
How did Jake get out of speaker?
Yeah. I know. You can call him up.
Okay.
All right, so dust is settled. You guys are at the tournament. How's it feel now that you have some time to reflect on it?
You know, it's obviously awesome because last year obviously went down to the last game, last day of the season. I really, this morning, the first thing I made some phone calls. I mean, there's so much that can happen this weekend. I mean, to deal with seeding, and that's the part that, obviously you want to be a home team in whichever game you're going to play in that first round. But, I mean, there is a scenario where we could end up third. And for that to happen for preseason pick last and end up third in this league, I think would be a pretty cool deal for us.
Obviously, you've been doing this for a long time, lots of situations. What's it kind of like you said, starting the season ranked, our preseason predictions of being last and coming in now the chance to win third? Is that a little bit sweeter?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, that's the whole key of when we moved to this conference. I mean, it's obviously from our old conference, it was definitely a step up. So I mean, it would be really neat to do that.
Do you feel like y'all are peaking at the right time, or at least getting there?
I think a lot of the guys are peaking at the right time. And I think the way that we've done that is we've just tried to stay out of the way of them the last couple of weeks. I mean, obviously the weekend at WT was hard, but it's hard for a lot of people. And so not to overreact to all of that and actually come back this weekend. And, I really thought when we went on the road to Camden, I mean, we lost a 17-inning game, came back and won the last 2 games of the series. So I knew we were in a good position this weekend. Even if you look back, we might have even let, the first game on Saturday get away from us. And I thought we had a chance to win that.
You guys have overcome adversity all season. How proud are you of this group of guys?
Extremely proud. I mean, we have battled through injuries since day one. You know, there's some key guys that didn't get to contribute to this year's team. And, you know, it's stretched us at times, but that's the nature of this game. I mean, we do not have a whole lot of depth, but honestly, the way that we pitched this weekend for most of the time, I really thought the upperclassmen stepped up and led us to where we needed to go.
So the theme, it seems like the last few weeks when you've been up there and maybe the results haven't been where you wanted, it's like, you know what, this went wrong, but we're doing all this well, we gotta keep doing that. Was this weekend everything just kinda clicked?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've talked all year about mixing and matching pitching staff, and they all know when we go into the weekend, and we mixed up some starters this weekend. But, I mean, realistically, if you look at stats since we've started conference, our offense has come around a lot, and that was what we struggled on earlier in the year. And, you know, some of the young kids that had really good pitching performances early on, they've hit a little bit of a wall because it's towards the end of a season, they've never played this long. And so upper class guys stepping up and doing their job have been huge.
When did it all kind of click? I know you mentioned a little bit this morning, but was it as soon as Skylar hit the ball, or was it when you felt the water on your back? When did you feel like, okay, we're going further?
You know, it was crazy because, I mean, baseball players are, you know, they just were weird sometimes. But I think the day before, Paul McRae was sitting behind the dugout, and we scored an absolute ton of runs. So the ninth inning, I think the count got to 1-1 on Koopman in his pinch hit, and Paul went and sat behind the dugout and said, "We're going to win this game." So, you know, he got put behind the dugout by another player. Said, we're gonna win the game if you sit behind the dugout. And I mean, sometimes that stuff works.
As a coach, you weren't the one that made that call that said that this had to happen?
I was not. I was an innocent bystander.
Not superstitious, just a little stitious.
Just a little stitious, yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's all I got.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks,
Appreciate
congrats.
it. Congratulations.
Thanks. Hey, you still got that one, Tom? You got that one rolling? Can you guys each come up here, say your name, your hometown for the camera that we put on the TV? Go ahead.
What are we doing?
And then do that, and then go over and get started.
Fat rude boys.
I'm Tony Oswald from Round Rock, Texas.
Wait,
Wait, do that again.
Sorry.
We're supposed to set up. And then
I only got Texas.
all right.
All right, I think
Go
we're
ahead.
good. Good?
Good.
I'm Tony Oswald from Round Rock, Texas.
My name is Owen Bissett. I'm from Edmonton, Canada.
My name is Max Cook, and I'm from Gilbert, Arizona.
My name is Kel Ford. I'm from Houston, Texas.
Matt Williams from League City, Texas.
Tyler Fraley from Midlothian, Texas.
Quinn Rockwell from Argyle, Texas.
Jake Albert, Bellingham, Washington.
William Beerline, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Skylar Palermo from Chandler, Arizona.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.